be inspired is great. To inspire is incredible. Let me invite Mr. Baskar Ceri of National Instruments India to deliver an inspiring speech on Inspire, Prepare, and Realize. He has worked with the National Instrument Corporation, Texas, Austin, USA, and was a startup team member of National Instruments India. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. A huge round of applause to invite him on stage to get inspired.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can I have the spotlight off, please? Thanks. Yeah. I know it's the most difficult time of the afternoon. Everybody's waiting for a coffee, right? So already 1 hour after lunch. So I also want to kind of think about what kind of talk to give. So I kind of chose, I'm going to try to wake people up, get ready for the coffee. So inspire, prepare, realize. So what do I mean? What do I mean by that? So this is the oldest known watch, 1530, right? Known to us. So how many of you is wearing a watch today? The important question is, how many of your students wear a watch today? Their watch is this, right? So most of their watches on the mobile phone. They have a phone, they have a digital device, so things are changing, right? The student, when we study to what's happening now, things are changing. So what could be a great teaching philosophy, mainly for engineering? To inspire and prepare tomorrow's innovators to solve grand challenges, right? By enabling them to do engineering. What are those challenges? Again, when I went to college in Pilani, the challenge was actually talking to my parents by phone. Used to be a concept called trunk call. I don't know whether today's students even know what the meaning of trunk call is. Right? I don't think so. So the challenges are different. So what's the challenge? If you look at the world today, the population is increasing. The resources are going down. So who is going to solve the problems? Engineers and scientists. So if you really look at the NAE 2010, these are the grand problems over the next 30 years, 40 years. So starting from better medicines, developing carbon, reducing the carbon monoxide, carbon emissions, to access to clean water, all of this. And I'm an engineer, so I'm going to say engineers and scientists are the ones who are going to solve these problems, right? So the community sitting here is actually preparing those engineers. So that's what my talk is about. Inspire, prepare, and realize those engineers, right? So we already have inspiration to become a cricket player. I know everybody, every kid in India wants to become a cricket player, right? From gully corners to any ground, even me when I grew up, in the ground, small ground, there'll be like 4-5 matches going on. We can see that. Everybody, we are inspired. Inspired to be a musician, right? We see things in the TV, thing that's happening around in the web, inspiration to be a musician. So what is the inspiration to become an engineer? There are things all around us actually if you look at. It's about the right guidance that we can give to the students to become an engineer. To become a real engineer. Not become an engineer because their father and mother wanted to become an engineer or you have a good dowry market. To become a real engineer, right? So there is inspiration all around us. These are all created by engineers. So how, as educators, you can actually tap into that and inspire those engineers, actually point them to these, the problems, and only engineers can solve this. So inspiration is all around us, existing. So then what's the preparation, right? So, preparation to learning to become an engineer, unfortunately today, we kind of cram up the equations, the theory, and then expect the kids to understand that and become great, the students. I mean, I'm not saying these are not required. These are required, but this alone will not help the students. Will not help the students to become a great engineers, right? So even any small light they have when they come into the engineering college with these equations kind of goes off. The earlier speaker said, he learned about calculus and all those things, but he never understood the use of it. It's true with all of us. And when we go for interviews, the basic things we ask, they don't know what it is. They know what's a sine wave, square wave, but what is the difference? Y is Y, They don't understand that. They don't understand the concept. So, come back to the music. So if you want to teach a kid a music, if somebody wants to go play an opera, we don't actually give them, music notes and reams of paper to say, okay, first study this. First read the music. We actually, as a kid, we give them a small, colorful musical instrument to play with. Then you can actually go into the next level of musical till actually you can learn music and then understand the musical notes. Same thing holds for cycling, right? We don't really get a racer bike. So we actually start with a tricycle for a small kid and then slowly run into participation. I think same holds for engineering, right? So the approach is do engineering from the primary to rocket science. How we can actually enable students to experience engineering along with the theories. So the one thing, if I want to request the community here, is actually create a do culture, right? This is again not in colleges, right from homes, from kids, and I'm sure all of you have kids or expecting to have kids one day in the future if don't already have. First thing what we do, if our kid takes something, don't do that. Don't touch that. That'll break. Don't do this. So we hear a lot of don't do's right from the kid. Sometimes I catch myself doing to my kid. Don't touch that. Don't press that. So we are brought up in a don't do culture, right? Create a do culture starting from home and from the engineering colleges. So think about it, how to create a do culture in small ways, starting from your house to the colleges, to your students, how you can make engineers do engineering rather than study engineering. I think if we can go with that one single thought and work around it, I think we will have great engineers and we will have the greatest number of engineers that we are, the slide last presentation showed, we will have all of them doing great work. So from the realization, there are a lot of things happening today in the world in terms of how you can, when you do engineering with a lot of the tools that are available, either from NI, from other companies, from industry, where you can actually participate and showcase these tools. Like NI creates a lot of this NI Mantra, Yantra competitions. There are different competitions where you can actually, not just in India, internationally, and great applications have been built. Right? This is a gunshot detection application where you can find out from which direction the gunshot has come, done in Brazil. So this is to kind of maximize the performance of the athlete, looking at the force being applied when he starts and how much time does he take to kind of move away from the starting point. This is a robot. This is all designed by students, by the way. All of these applications. So, if you give the right culture, you can actually get them to wonderful applications. So this is a robot, miniature robot that can actually avoid doing big surgeries and kind of monitor after a medical. So this is in UK. Cybernetics lower limb, study of that. And then a robotic cheetah. So different applications. So realize your goals through your students. I know all of the teachers have certain goals here, right? Educators have certain goals. Realize your goals through your students' goal. And again, in India today, we are seeing a lot of growth in the entrepreneurship. A lot of people want to start companies. A lot of people want to have some great product ideas. So if you can actually be a channel to that, be a mentor, do research project and start them on that, there are a lot of ways funds are available. You can talk to us. We can talk about how you can get DST funding and all those things for your research projects. There are ways you can get research funds. So access those funds. Yeah. Teaching is one thing, but we can kind of inspire them to become great companies, great entrepreneurs, create products. You can do that in your colleges. And if you need details, come and ask us how to get these funds for research projects. Be mentors to the products, for the students on products. So, again, coming back to teaching philosophy, right? Inspire and prepare tomorrow's innovators to solve grand challenges, great challenges of tomorrow by enabling to do engineering throughout their education. Not just in practical classes, not just in the 4th year, but throughout their engineering. So we can discuss how to do that, how to enable that. We can do that, but that's my So what are the Do Engineering? These are some of the competitions that we conduct at different levels, starting from primary school, higher school, secondary school, and engineering. So these are autonomous sailing boats, space mission. So I want to end with saying create a do culture. So inspire, prepare, realize. Thank you.
I request our CEO to honor the speaker.